Of course. But to the game. We do have now a bit of a game on our hands. I mean, now the thing that stands out to me that is going to just be drilled in my mind is that this was PaperX's choice of map. Now, if you've watched Vision Strikers, they're quite good at this. It's quite a very good map, actually, for them. So, I don't know what to expect here, if I'm honest, but I didn't on the first map, and I was pleasantly surprised. So, again, this is just a wait and learn in my eyes, at least when it comes to PaperX's performance.
You've seen, actually, both Buzz and Stax leaned very heavily forwards on B, and Forsaken's actually going to punish that. We'll find an opener, and Stax has to respect this pressure now. King through next to Orange here, but straight away, divide with the wall. Plant's going to go through. Actually, Vision Striker's trying to break through that to prevent the plant going down, but it won't happen.
No, it's just the damage. At this point, Spike is down. Look at the clock ticking away and going to the post plant. A creep back up from Divide, just going to pop himself up on the edge of that wall for as long as he can, and that's a surprise! Marco got him! He got Divide down. Forsaken then going to pick up that mantle. Wall goes. Oh, it's a whiff. It's a bit of a problem. It's a huge problem, actually. Look at the state of this one. It's all gone Pete Tong. And that one person gets that reference, but it will be PRX to get that first round.
Yeah, fantastic setup. Actually, a little bit of misuse of utility on the way back in, but I mean, actually, fair play to, was that Divide that swung through just ahead of that wall going in? Sheba able to do loads of damage, and this is a guy, again, my eyes go towards him. It was a slower game on Haven. Again, maybe he's one of those impact players here on ICEBOX, and I'm excited to see that. But, pistol round on the board. We'll see nothing invested here from Vision Strikers, and a 4-man stack towards B site at least, and Marco out on an island elsewhere.
Normally we talk through this round somewhat because it is an eco, but we have seen this. I know we have seen rounds like this. When it was on the shoes on the other foot, we did see a conversion on this round.
Well,
but
I was going to say we did see Forsaken just doing disgusting things with the classic. 2
mad shots. But this should be kept clean. But we haven't seen much of, I guess, PaperX with the economic advantage early on, because that's just not how it went. So I want to see how they look, on their anti-ecos. How can they keep it clean? Are they able to kind of, make sure everything's looked after? So this is, again, just more of that kind of building the idea of how these guys look. There's the first bit of contact after that spike went down.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, this is perfectly fine. Yeah. There it is. Nice. Prime Gaming flawless view.
Good progress as well, especially towards Forsaken's ultimate. 1 away from the Blade Storm now, and a good start for him, 5-0. To continue his successes, at least individually, from the first map.
1 enemy remaining.
Again, I think, you make a good point that really, if there is a round deficit from PaperX on the attacking side, how Vision Strikers kind of handle that, right? How they try to counteract that, because the tendency is to want to try and find value from, maybe a few rounds where PaperX have got a lesser buy, but I think PaperX have kind of set the tone for how they want to play regardless of the purchase, and that's going to be difficult for Vision Strikers to get a handle on.
This will just play to the notion of what Vision Strikers do against opponents like this, and how aware they are of each other, because we have been told that these two regions are able to play against each other, and they scrim and practice occasionally. And oh, Tommy turrets come out, having a whale of a time. Actually, Forsaken is as well, 21 HP, but he's dominating the site, and now it's on towards RB. Backside, still gonna get manhandled. This is a tragedy in the making for Vision Strikers. They're not going to be loving this at all. This is all falling to pieces. Now it's just 1 left alive. The Viper in the 1v2. Spots out 1, but he's being slowly crept on from the side. But reads it like a book. Closes that chapter on Forsaken and now pushes forward. Just baiting out the corner. That was so well done, but Devi is that safe pair of hands.
That's the 3rd on the board for PaperX. Vision Strikers buy round actually stripped away from them, and yeah, I'm getting a little animated in the studio.
I hope that wasn't just an in unison sheesh.
What, are you worried or cringing if it was? Which is it?
Sheesh. No, I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm too old to be doing it. It's just,
well, at least
it
you
catches
didn't do
my
it
attention.
On broadcast.
No, I'd never. That'd be weird. But no, it did sound kind of on it.
Sheeshy.
Yeah, kind of sheeshy. Bit sheeshy. Money, obviously, not going to be so pretty, and the bonus gets collected. A little off the back of Forsaken, you could say, but again, building perfectly the economy en route and wants to continue doing as such. Lovely quick kills to start off with. Happy to be the first man forward, wants to get those knives back in the pocket. Still looking for that pixel out of place, you can see it. He is just deathmatching this right now.
Sax will respond, that's a year of Forsaken. We'll double down on this pressure. RB actually responds here with another great shot, but just a matter of time. One man above him, Mind Freak trying to close the distance here with the classic. Will find one. Be the fourth. 3 survive as well, so good momentum building here in these early rounds. Bit of a financial buffer as well. I think actually Vision Strikers probably in Vision Strikers probably in a position where they're not going to have. Okay, well, it was a she, so I just heard. Yeah,
you
just heard
confirmed?
the second one. Yeah, going to breeze on past. But Vision Strikers do have a little left in the bank here, but it'll be a scrappy purchase if they decide to actually reinvest. Again, round loss bonus will be a factor, but it won't be a full purchase on the next. So we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. Whereas actually, on the other hand, Paper X rolling in it.
They're loving it. Forsaken is just having the best time, feeling confident. Buzz just got pinged as well. That's a problem. Forsaken straight in. Look how bold they are. Just confidence oozing through them. Forsaken greets him with a smile. Buzz is dead. And this is why they picked ICEBOX. Fair enough. Korean fans, this is worrying. Stacks with a shot and a half, but it doesn't matter. It's all tradable. There's just ones left alive. And again, Marco's so far away here in a 1v3. The Viper ult feels just redundant, doesn't it, at this point? Just going to sit himself down and watch as that's going to be 5 on the board. What was that pace, ICEBOX?
Do you know the interesting thing there? Forsaken didn't even really feel any pressure until he gets into top site. No. And for some reason, pauses. There's Buzz on the other end of that with a shorty inside the poison orb. And again, I don't know what actually came of that, whether or not it was spotted. I think the recon bomb may have pinged him out just before, but they actually freeze the diligence to actually kind of make sure that, you know, the end goal is still achieved. Massive credit to Paper X, because something like that, I mean, especially with Forsaken going so far forward solo with the spike, potential to lose the spike on site, and then actually, you know, if the ball sits right back into Vision Striker's court here, and that's exactly what I was talking about there. Shiba as well finding this first one. The second onto RB as well. Already seeing some positives from him. Yes, a little shaky on the first map, but 5 rounds unanswered now. Vision Strikers do actually, well, it's the SMG, a couple of light armors. I'm guessing this is a play to at least save through, but there's potentially Paper X going to 6. Actually, straight away, Buzz catching a headshot.
Confident.
Look at this.
They are just deathballing around this. It's so momentum-based, and it's still just pouring down. Vision Strikers are in trouble, and they are not getting a grip on this game in this round at all. PRX are absolutely snowballing this one, and it's beautiful to watch. And look at it, the confidence oozing out of them. Priming Gaming flawless here, just solidifying how strong this is. And let's put some context on this. If you guys don't watch Vision Strikers much, be like, oh, maybe this is a bad map. No, it's really not. People barely break double digits against them. I think outside of the one loss they had in 2020, keep in mind, only one team has ever broken double digits on them, and everyone has still lost. So they're a really good team on this map. I am enamored with how these guys are approaching it. It is no fear, no respect. We are just pouring through. Respect.
That's exactly the phrase I want to put on, because with the way Vision Strikers played on Haven and that slight hint of hesitation or cautiousness, I think they're now abused. Buzz will open this one up. Benkai falls off the rip. See now what the adjustment is, because I think actually the first time Vision Strikers have drawn first blood in a couple of rounds. So to see what the plan is obviously divide. We'll get him back on his feet. And again, Paper X looked to pressure towards B side. Now we've seen a couple of variations actually, and that split through mid sticks out in my mind. You can see actually immediately the adjustment here for Vision Strikers to be in position for that. But this is all 5 of Paper X down B lane. Taking that
cross, man.
Still going to find a second.
Yeah, he's watching this cross like a hawk. He's not letting them pass at all. There's the next layer to it, RB. Now, this might be the adjustment, but Mindfree just got that ult to come around with that ult collection, so Bit of a fresh look for this round, maybe going to help things out to make up the 2-player deficit, and you can see the utility just being poured on through again. No one really making big progress here. You can see them still looking for a King's been found. And now we've got Benkai and Mind Freak. Is there any chances? Taps the spike, looks forward. Benkai did find Buzz, but there it was. The trade out comes in. The Viper's ult goes down, and finally Vision Strikers get one back. But that was off the back of some hard early work as well.
Yeah, it was. I think initially here, well, obviously fair play to him to still be ballsy enough to kind of peak this with the amount of pressure and the pace at which Paper X have been playing some of these rounds. Again, I think it's what's necessary. They need to find these first bloods. Now with the revive removed, actually, off the board for Paper X. Actually, you're going to see Devi on the operator here. Maybe that's just with Forsaken on the Bladestorm, but Paper X spread a little more thin here. Spike not committed, at least either way, early on. And straight away, without this pressure on B lane, you can see now Stacks will drift away from B and leave Buzz posted. Again, they can bank on him potentially only having 2 people to deal with. Finds the first, dashes away. Kind of deal with that.
Contact made towards tunnel. Wall to follow. Just want to make sure that's dealt with. And you're right, different start, different look. Have a minute marker now. They made progress anywhere else? Not really, actually. They're maybe just trying to see if they can get a pick going, see if there's anyone giving Devi an opportunity, but it's really not getting much. You can see them sitting in deep here. Interesting corner as well for the Viper.
We're going to see an interesting Viper setup here on A, and actually the first time that Marco's going to be able to kind of rely on it.
See what he gets to bring. We haven't really seen him get much play on this side of the map, in full buys or anything. And well, you can see the intention already. There goes the ult coming through. There goes the counter to that ult, so that should be shut down. They kind of hold each other accountable with those ults, but maybe could have followed up a little further. But no, Forsaken keeps his life.
Got a spike.
And you're right. Spike is off. They've kept a couple of players there to show a little skin, keep him present, but it is going to be Buzz. He's going to have to do something brilliant to keep him in this, but there's that mid-catch as well. King's going to be in trouble. Buzz, though, still trying to do the best he can. Tries to keep his team in this. He does well to find 2, but Devi is right there. Spike is going to be going down, and now the support's in place. Forsaken's made his way up there, over towards Yellow. Just slips a little far out from side, but a 1v3 op in hand, and Spike planted. He knows where at least 2 of these players are. The third, he's going to hazard a guess. Utility, nothing left on the other side. It's all going to be in the peaks, but Stacks ain't stopping. Yeah. It's the full defuse, and Devi knows that he can't do much about it. Has to watch as the clock gets ripped away from him. And for now, second response.
Fair play to Vision Strikers for recovering that. Buzz going very aggressive to try and stop that spike from going down. Another 3 seconds or so, and the clock decides that round for them. But I love that from Paper X. They come through the lockdown, invested, and they don't even dip their toes. They don't give anything away on A side. They don't lose anything. Sheba is in a perfect position to basically play in the cut in mid there and completely rip one of the players away in rotation. So the fact that Vision Strikers still find 3 kills after that is insane to me.
I wonder how much they've garnered of kind of trying to work out rotations as well. That's the first time we've really seen them try and punish those rotations. We saw that little bit of a play up middle later game. Once they hit that fake, they kind of, made that play up. I'm wondering if they're going to start reading into these rotations a little easier, maybe a little earlier. And it looks like Forsaken is actually testing the waters up tube again. So, I'll remind back to last round, there was that jump spotting Sage on the other side. No such thing this time around. And Buzz going to get noted.
I was going to say, Buzz being noted is a key factor here because he's been very, very prominently trying to control B main, at least, with that operator. Paper X don't adjust, though.
They're sticking to this.
And the thing is, King is actually here with him, so it's a new look from Vision Strikers on the defense. See here what the plan is from Paper X. Benkai going to get himself up. Well, the pipes, he will creep in. Buzz actually a swing and a miss on the first.
Oh, you're a brave boy to in that cross. The repeat from Forsaken, though. Yeah, both of them going back in on this after Buzz would have had potentially the angle. He's got more than that. He's got the follow-up towards Sheba, and he's still going to be trying to control, make himself seem a little bigger than he is right now. He needs the rest of his side to get over here and provide that support, which he now has. Switching on out to the rifle, too. Devi up top towards the nest. Actually, there's the ult coming in.
Yeah, finally Buzz dealt with here. Down to a 2v2. Actually, Stax nearly catches one, but Devi actually gets the best of it. Marco, he's got to swing up top. Devi will find his third, and Paper X will stow the line. They win out on the A side, and actually Buzz finds everything he needs to before that site here comes through, Lauren.
If you just read the start of that round, you'd think, well, that's fine. They've done everything. That's the dream start.
Just a little point there. I love the setup, actually. For Devi to be able to play inside Nest on site, actually on the second layer, the Viper wall is the only thing that enables them to do that. And that's such an awkward position to dig somebody out from, right? And I mean, we talk about A site in terms of retaking that. It's really difficult with so many of these tight cubbies to play inside. I have to hold that thought for a moment here, because again, Forsaken going to open up this round. King will fall.
Vision Strikers look frustrated. They're looking like they want that response. They're getting aggressive for it. Gets the rifle. They are on the weaker buy, so why not try something? But they're also only on 2 rounds. They need more. This is meant to be a stronghold of theirs, and right now they are being dictated to. Mindfreak with a bit of a surprise. Pulls himself back a bit. Where are they off to now? It looks like the spike's being ferried over towards the A site. Should be a fairly safe plant. No one really nearby at this point.
No way of stopping this. Forsaken again. Another kill on RB. Benkai now will push a little deeper. Stax and Buzz left to try and recover anything they can, whether it be damage or not. Nice open. That's right, actually, from Stax. Again, with this deficit, what's the value of damage to the economy, right? I mean, Paperworks have been in total control of this, and look who's flanking around Mindfreak. Will come. Stax, actually, this going to be very problematic. Benkai luckily finds the first on the way in, but Stax, he's going to have no idea where Mindfreak's coming from.
Nah, it's the last place you'd ever expect, but it's not particularly favourable. Mindfreak, can he get there in time? He's going to have to make noise. He's going to have to be quick about this one. Stax!
Okay. A little bit overzealous there from Paper X. The Red Bull clutch coming through. Stax closing that out. And like I said, actually, you can't get lost in a flank like that for that long. That's interesting. Again, maybe just a complete miscalculation here of the timing of what Vision Strike is going to do. I mean, they still leave 2 to hold on to sight here, but a fumble, to say the least, for Paper X. I'm hoping not to look back on rounds like that and be the ones that kind of, you know, change the course of this matchup.
Hey, look, Stax's aim that round was real nice. So, hey, maybe a reminder of, hey, this is Vision Strikers we're seeing. Yeah, like, let's not start getting a little too ahead of yourself. 7-3 for now. Half looming. I did not expect this scoreline, at least with the names we're seeing in front of us, more than the way around. So, as it stands, we see that early challenge over towards Long. No one really suffering too much off the back, but it will show that Buzz's intention was to sit around this site.
There again. Paperwork's just trying to get a feel for the setup, and this is a much slower approach, actually. It's if you look towards the minimap and don't see Forsaken up tube or
cheeky walk mid.
Peeking Boiler here. Actually, the alarm boss will catch them when they come out of this poison orb. That will give away the information here. Actually, again, look at Forsaken. Look how eager he is to find this opening jewel. And he keeps pushing as well.
Oh, there's no fear, and neither has Devi, apparently. Catching King there towards middle. They've just sliced the map in half. They're right amongst them. Devi again with another. Just give him a sheriff. He's just fine. Now we're down to 3 for Vision Strikers, and Marco's just back to the wall here, just trying to not get too noted. RB, the timing could be big, as it could for Marco if he gets it just right, but they're slipping past each other. The spike's going down. He may spot one, and he does take Forsaken. The one in towards Nest gets found as well. Now, what do we have remaining? Benkai and Mindfreak. Benkai, I thought that timing could have got you there, but he gets it just right to find RB. Now Marco.
Still got his wall up, actually, and will retrieve their poison orb, so an opportunity at least. Did he get spotted there? Actually, Benkai will find him through it, and Paper X put their 8th round on the board.
Last round
to Vision Strikers 3. Again, with the way actually the last couple of rounds have gone here, I got a question. With that win, actually that clutch up by Stax, It gives them kind of that economic reset. And yeah, I mean, hopefully they can get Buzz's Bladestorm online. It becomes a little bit of an offset for them here, but this is worrying coming into the last round because we're potentially looking at 9-3 for Paper X.
It ain't over till it's over. But what I'm seeing is a really strong Paper X right now, and I'm absolutely in love with it. And if Forsaken keeps doing this, his willingness to fight, he's never backing down, unrelenting, happy to push and pressure, and the rest follow him off the back. Stacks once in, he just gets met by sheer force. Shiba's right there, and well, it's a judge, so what are you going to have happen to you? Now, 5 still stand for Paper X here. They're just kind of testing the waters. The tempo's just right. They've got the plant coming through. The site's theirs.
In total control here. Benkai has the lockdown, Divide, the red, everybody else actually one away, so there could be some reactionary ults here. The lockdown invested. Mindfreak actually loses that one to King, but how much is it going to matter? There's just one left, and it's Marco here. Forsaken finds his third, the Bladestorm, the swing point for them in that round. A 9-3 lead for Paper X, Lauren. Wow. I mean, I was impressed in map 1, but now I'm intrigued.
Yeah, this has gone from like a kind of, all right, well, I'm not sure what to make of it yet. They looked really good on that second half of the first map for Paper X. We're like, okay, well, this is pretty good. Forsaken's very much up there. We saw, you know, the nice flashes come out from Devi as well on Sky. Well, apparently ICEBOX was a mistake. We kind of looked at that initially and we're like, not sold, but here we are. I
mean, my question was around kind of, you know, the data sample of that kind of win ratio, what it was going to mean coming into this, and straight away, I mean, I can probably close my notes and just wait to see what happens in the second half, to be quite honest with you.
Well, speaking of notes, I wonder what notes have been taken on this half so far. Let's find out over on the wall with Bala.
Thank you so much. That was an explosive start for Paper X in this game. We're going to take a look at a round where it was maybe a little anti-eco, but it showed the pace that Paper X and Forsaken specifically were able to take. So let's go ahead and take a look at the mini-map over here and kind of talk about the starts of the round. First off, you have your Sova, who's down here with the Jet. He's going to go ahead and drone and try to make space for Jet to get down these lanes in B. And then also you have the other two, that's the Sage and the Killjoy over down here in the garage for Paper X. So let's go ahead and roll the clip and see what happens as they end up going through. I also want you to keep an eye on the Viper right here who's moving along with them, but in the back. Very important, pause it real quick, that he is in the back, not taking these aggressive peeks where you actually see Forsaken up on top of the boxes, Sova pushing the lanes as well. These 3 players in the back, because their utility is very important down the line, specifically the Viper wall that's about to go across the middle of the B site. So go ahead and roll it, and when we get that Viper wall, I'll talk a little bit about what that gives you as Paper X. So there it is, pause it again. This is going to be an opportunity, especially because they've gotten so many kills in the front of site, to really, really push the pace. That's a circle again, to really push the pace down into Snowman, down these lanes, and possibly even push past the wall. So let's go ahead and roll it, and we'll watch some gameplay as well, so we can see the rest of the kills that come in, because they are really nice. The Sage wall comes up, and here, at the beginning of the round, I do want to pause real quick. Because that smoke right there, you might be wondering, why did he just smoke the top of a box? It's because of the Sova dart that came in from the other opposing Sova on the other side. So he's making sure that stops, doesn't get any more information on his teammates, on himself. Go ahead and roll it now as we watch the rest of this. Instantly, they get a tag on the other side. He goes up very, very fast, and boom, he dashes onto the Sage and making sure that he could get that elimination. Following that up, it's Benkai into the back, making sure that these lanes are covered. All the different angles are covered very well. And from there, this is what I was talking about, pushing that Viper wall. He was even on top of the Sage wall for a second there, but pause it real quick. Look how both Forsaken and Devi are coming down this lane at the same time, just as that massive Viper wall that we just saw went down. So that's Mindfreak pulling down the Viper wall at the perfect time, and Devi and Forsaken are cleaning up the final kill at the same time. So as we finish out this round, go ahead. That's it. This was basically an example, I think, of how aggressive Paper X can be on ICEBOX specifically. This is something that, even going into the defensive half for them, is going to be hard to contend with Vision Strikers, who really has been playing a much, much more passive game.
There's so much to go over, I feel. I've been, as I said, looking through my notes of my expectations, my thoughts coming into this. ICEBOX scared the life out of me. As soon as I saw that map come up, I'm thinking, is this a 2-0? Is this a mispick? How are they doing this? How have they done this? Because as historically, Vision Strikers have been very good here. How are PaperX finding this amount of room to work with?
Bala makes a really interesting point, and I was talking about how, you know, repeatable some of the successes are of just Forsaken, go forwards, Devi's going to help you out, like, but we're seeing so much variation in those small kind of intricate details of utility usage adds to that synergy, right? And actually on a macro level, I'm really impressed by PaperX's ability to read what Vision Strikers are going to do when they show a little presence. I think back to that round on A, the lockdown goes in, they find that rotation kill, but see what Vision Strikers can bring here.
Forsaken, you're on the defensive side.
Yeah,
just want to let you know, you are defending this map. If you're really going to walk this, Buzz is happy to swat you back, just to keep you in place this time. No aggression for you, but now the rest of PaperX know what is exactly coming their way.
Two members still here, one committed to Tube, one still on A. PaperX, and Vision Strikers will look to force their way through. Got all this space going, and actually all the way up to Snowman. She, I think, fairly aware of it. Be careful now. Buzz able to dash back to safety. RB will find a kill, actually.
Yeah, having some of Vision Strikers kind of sitting towards that CT side makes this play back in a little trickier, but it's been cleared for now as RB goes down. And you're right, it is open, which does mean it's pretty difficult to find maybe a cheeky way to get that half defuse going. You're not going to get it so easily. Marco there just going to spot players as the walls being dipped up and down. But speaking of defuse, Mindfreak is...
No way.
Mindfreak's defusing it the whole way through. Finally gets stopped. Gets held back. The big guy's on it. Oh, Buzz! Just in time. Vision Strikers pick back up here, and I'm going to say it, they needed this round. They were looking like the underdogs coming into map 2, which is ridiculous.
Let's hope that PaperX can't turn a second half round 2.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
No.
Never seen a classic 2K coming out.
No. But again, it's Forsaken, man. It takes so much for a player to continue playing this sort of pace, this level of aggression. I mean, I was saying throughout an entire map, but to continue into the second map as well and keep trying to drive your team forwards. It's so fantastic to watch, honestly.
It really is resilience as well, because sometimes you just get made, not to look silly is almost the wrong term, but it's very hard to find that ability every single time, and well, you can see Shiva's been found this time. Trying to make a little bit of a play up, but they're very aware of it.
These are the rounds that I want to see Vision Strikers be in total control, right? The anti-eco is not allowing any of these slip-ups once again. Again, I think back to that round 2 on Haven in the second half, but looking initially, they're going to be able to follow up on this.
Yeah. Oh. Well, this is going cleanly so far, and we were kind of, I was, and I think you in agreement, giving them credit for how they played out those anti-ecos. We enjoyed that. And as it stands, that was one of the good ones rather than the one I'll never look back on and remember.
Forsaken 18 and 10, man.
But him and Divide, that little combo of the two, you know, we talk about the wombo combo, the 1-2 punch.
I like, you know, as well, shout out to Baller again, just having the ability to see that freeze frame and just look at us actually, you know, as part of that play, that execute onto B site and just see it, it's like, yeah, we talk about the duo, but the wall drops and who's right next to each other, just literally leading the charge for PaperX. It's been so great to watch. Have to see what Vision Strikers try and get done here. SMGs across the board. Forsaken now switching things up.
Okay.
Play towards pipes on A. The Owl Drone going to clear out a lot of these close angles for Vision Strikers. So they might try and move up actually. Initially, did he get tagged? He did actually. He's got to slip away and that will relinquish some control for Vision Strikers, at least on the entry.
Yeah, they're looking for Forsaken!
Okay.
The turret is still here! Pops himself up nice and high by rafters and just provides death from above. Has to respect a little bit of the utility put down to slow that play back in, but there's right at his side, Devi as well. The 1-2 punch, we talk about it time and time again, it's down to just 2. They were on Spectres, this was going to be a harder round for them to convert, but Marco's making a go of this, hold on. And now, Marco outdoes a rifle apparently, this is still not over yet. RB, what is happening?
Vision Strikers come out with a huge win here, a 3-piece there with the Spectre. And that turns things around. That pushed Vision Strikers in touching distance actually straight away in the second half. Yes, it's still 3 rounds, but have the economy reset here. I'll take a look at you of Forsaken in terms of progress here. Again, I look towards the Blade Storm to turn things around. Well, I wish my Spectre did that. That's all I'll say on that. But a big victory here in that round. Forsaken 1 away. Is he going to make a play for the Orb? He's over on 8. No initial presence shown yet, no attempt to move forwards at least. But he's going to find a Sheriff kill onto Buzz. Don't worry about the Orb, just find a kill for a second.
I guess that works too, right? You know.
Yeah, why not?
And there it is. I think we just heard it go off in the background. I'm just blown away with what this player can do. But now, Mind Freak, what have you got? There was a second where that could have been a bit more dangerous, but they're keeping control.
This is going to be perfect. But it's going to draw the rotation of Paper X. Sheba going to walk through under tube and A site wide open for the taking. And whether or not actually they stack up on this or anybody decides to actually the turret going to give the information away. Stacks will get Buzz back on his feet just to make absolutely sure no further damage is done to the economy. But with the res invested, I want to see them keep potentially 5, at least 4 alive here. With that further investment. Forsaken still alive and kicking.
He was only able to get 1. He had to get so much more if they want to do some damage in that. But now, Vision Strikers just building the blocks back to try and be on all even. And they've been doing well so far. I'm, again, going to put a lot of credit towards Marco there. His ability to find those couple of kills on the Spectre to get past the bonus and continue forward has given them such a boom in economy for now.
Well, they're effectively a buy round away from, expectation-wise, drawing this up straight away. And with that, I guess, abysmal first half of Vision Strikers, I've got to say, to find 4 here initially. This is the round now that completely flips this on its head. Forsaken going to go deep with the operator here. Vision Strikers show nothing. Blade Storm available for Buzz, RB, Hunter's Fury, King. Halfway past for the lockdown. And King having a much quieter game this time around than ICEBOX as well. Strikers pause for a moment, and actually is Aldron going to clear through mid and actually in towards tube, so Paper X should have a good read here, and this double stack on boxes actually going to peel away from that. I think anticipating that there's going to be numbers on the side of Vision Strikers looking to pressure B site.
Yeah, not a single player falling just yet. Site is, however, taken, and Buzz is going to be a problem.
Well, I think that
nailed them.
I was finding this kill over here on Vi. Actually, Forsaken going to trade it, but got to go quick here because RB's got the Hunter's Fury now. Vision Strikers will probably lean back and try and use that to buy some time. Sheba now paving the way, but Stacks will shut him down.
Timing's everything here. Forsaken can't get it, and this is going to be shut down. Vision Strikers doing exactly what was required, and talk to us exactly as to why that was so imperative, because the scoreboard's reading it, but let's talk through what this now entails.
I mean, they have the ability here potentially to tie things up, but if they then take a round loss here, it resets the economy. Obviously, then Paper X lose this the lose round bonus in terms of that buffer, and effectively, we're right back on a level playing field. Paper X, again, you don't really look towards a round like this for them to win with a Sheriff. No Blade Storm, obviously Forsaken did invest that previously. It looks like he's actually going to ride this through and potentially try and get the Operator back online for their buy round. But the thing is here with Vision Strikers, they're being meticulous in terms of utility and ultimate management here. Now they have another couple of rounds where they have a few key tools come online. Hunter's Fury obviously used in the previous one, but we look towards the Viper Spear, the Lockdown, some of those ones that can really, string together an execution that's very hard to overcome for Paper X.
Yeah, and I think Paper X know exactly why we were starting to talk to the value of the upcoming rounds and why this, I guess even the previous one really, and the knock-on effect going forward is so critical. They need to address this now, a couple of adjustments, because they've come out and we know that they are truly resilient in the way they play, but they need something. They need that next adjustment. They need that next layer of where to go to, because we asked the question of depth. How often does this work? Can you keep relying on Forsaken and whoever else for that side, but then we have to look beyond that. Now on this half, does that continue to work?
I mean, we're in a scenario now where we're actually more questioning or testing the depth of Vision Strikers, right? Again, yes, we've seen them already build back into this, but what's the next layer? Can they get in the driving seat? I feel like even really in the rounds that it's coming down to the wire, PaperX are the ones being the one to almost try and be definitive, right? To be decisive in terms of what they want to achieve in these rounds. Mindfreak will actually still get pinged on that recon bolt here. Vision Strikers looking to control at least. Now, they've been given PaperX a little space in the early round, and actually, as a byproduct, Forsaken has walked all the way under the turret. But he finds King.
Get out of it. Absolutely get out of it. No right to be doing that. Still finding damage. But again, are they going to be able to police the weaponry at this point? I'm looking to see if we see that Sage, which would be Divide, pick anything up. Now, Buzz has found Benkai. So they have policed it somewhat. And this is looking clean. This is what you wanted to see if you are a Vision Strikers fan and you had a very nervous first half. A bit of squeaky bum time first half.
Nervous first map.
Yeah, honestly.
Spike planted.
Speaking of nerves, I'm not going to pretend that these guys can't be nervous as well. This is the first time we've seen them on that international stage in a venue like this. The same storylines we were putting towards the likes of Fnatic, Liquid, every other, V1, all these other teams who got that, I don't want to say out of the way at Reykjavik in Iceland, but had the experience of it. Vision Strikers were touted to be that team. They didn't get the chance to. Now they're getting their kind of land feet underneath them, but I've got to say, PaperX is still impressing me. 9-9. 9-9.
Forsaken is 25-14.
Quite a good player, isn't he?
He's alright, I'd say.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we've had many land crumblers. You know, like all the big names that people look at, like CNED being one of them, you know, Forsaken was another name kind of thrown out there as like, okay, they're pop-off players. I don't think we've seen many bottlers. Everyone's done pretty solid.
I tend to agree. Again, as a EMEA representative, I'll tread very carefully around the subject until we get a little further into the event. But yeah, initially, first appearances, I'm okay with that.
Oh, Forsaken! Let's go! Ops out. Is he going to continue to push that? Again, though, the pressure's starting him out towards A, so they're going to have to address this at some point. Already Stax is deep on the site. That's plot. No, it's not! Mindfreak, huge denial, and no one was there.
Checked.
Absolutely let to go. Scot-free, Sheba in combination. This is a problem. King and RB are way out of it.
Like I was talking about that round for Forsaken, they've now lost the spike on site, right? So King will cut Forsaken off in rotation. Now Divide the next point of contact though, but he finds it. RB now left to try and recover this round for Vision Strikers. He's on the back of not an awful lot.
Uh-oh.
Find the first, the second as well. Brings it to a 1v2. Actually, Divide has the res. I think he's considering getting Forsaken back up. They need to close this round out now. But RB with a fighting chance.
I mean, utility-wise, 20 more seconds. There's a little bit to play with. Spike is just out of reach, and that's an issue. Look at it. Just being watched.
He spotted it.
Oh, that's quite nice, though. Do they think he's dipped? Divide still holds it. An a valuable round. Double digits now found for PaperX, but Vision Strikers... Again, this is so close. This is still so close. Even though the sides have been quite one-sided technically, the rounds are still relatively close.
Yeah, the problem being I think Vision Strikers have enough of a financial buffer now to...
They do.
Whether or not buy out the rest of the half, but certainly even if PaperX win the next, they're still looking comfortable. Yes, ultimates are a consideration, but look on both sides of it here, Lauren. We have 4 apiece. Divide obviously investing the revive in the previous. RB absolutely away from the Hunter's Fury. Everything else available. And Mindfreak closes Viper's Pit down to some control of A site here, and we're going to see a lean from PaperX away towards mid and B. Forsaken again. Going to be at the tip of that.
Forsaken was good for 1 last time.
Is Forsaken overstaying his welcome here? He was noted, and he's trying to be cheeky about it here. He's got the shorty behind that operator.
Oh, this is such a fine line, isn't it? Actually, he's going to be able to maintain positioning. Now, it does seem as though they're aware of maybe some mid-testing coming out, maybe Buzz. Giving a little way.
Forsaken's pushing.
He's pushing. The turret gives at least a little bit of safety to Vision Strikers, but they're being herded now. They have nowhere to fall back to. There's an ult on one side, there's Forsaken on the other, and now there's further information being garnered. But where do they take this? They lean towards B, sure, but there's still 2 players that deep towards CT for the defensive side. They are trapped in the middle of this map, I thought.
I think actually,
30 seconds left.
Mindfreak anticipating this. They have to take the zipline over the top of this. But look at Forsaken again. He's pushing through with the blade.
10
He's going to get spotted out.
Oh my, that has just gone from what could have been incredible to a disaster. Now falls towards Mindfreak. Players now going over. He's going to hear it. He knows he's in trouble. What? King just jumps on in, literally. Vision Strikers. That's 10 seconds. And they've made it on the site. Spike going down. Stax has that in hand. No denial. Can't deny a good damage on the way out, but it does not matter. That's beyond the fact now Benkai and Shiba are left reeling off this.
Absolutely textbook from Vision Strikers. Again, the lockdown to completely negate that Viper's Pit, forcing Mindfreak to make a split-second decision here. Benkai, as he might walk into the waiting arms of RB here in mid. I think actually RB just spotted a barrel.
Right here.
You can see with the ping, that will confirm it. I'm going to try and play exits on this, do a little damage, but look at that, they find both. The Prime Gaming Flawless coming out from Vision Strikers in such a well-considered round, Lauren. Again, the ultimate management, absolutely perfect. The response is brilliant. Forsaken again, looking to pile on the pressure. Maybe a little overzealous.
King jumping.
Doing his best Dapper impression here to jump into the Viper's Pit. What was that?
Look, I didn't quite expect that, if I'm honest. That might have caught me off, but 10-10. It could not get closer between these two, but the money is drastically one-sided right now.
Look at the investment from Paper. So everything but the lockdown thrown at that previous round.
Everything. It's cleaned the board. They're down to now Sheriffs, a couple of upgraded armors, a couple of odds and ends, but it's so dire.
We talk about the trade-off, though, and look at the purchase. That's the problem here. Shiba walking, Buzz will greet him. Again, PaperX have to achieve something here, and it's with nothing at their disposal. 3 Sheriffs, a Frenzy. Vision Strikers just happy to play this game now. I think concerns-wise in map 1, yes, it was looking a little dicey with what PaperX were able to achieve, but now Forsaken will get spotted out. RB resets all the way back into spawn here. We're actually up at the top of the ramp. Now just looking comfortable with how PaperX want to try and approach these rounds. Spike comes through. No pressure.
None. Planted.
Onto that here. I don't know how to say that. Through the wall? Okay, well.
Fair play. Okay, I mean, it's a step, but guns, I don't say unretrievable, but very unlikely to be freely retrieved. With Stack still in his position. Get you to Divide. Res coming back in. Rifle back to hand. RB coming through as the final line. Mindfreak with 2 big shots, but it's 11 for Vision Strikers, slowly grinding down PaperX here.
On the brink of closing this out here, Vision Strikers. 1 buy round left to deal with. Again, there's not going to be an awful lot to bring it in if Vision Strikers make this 12, Lauren. Buzz still with the Blade Storm. RB actually building back towards that Hunter's Fury now.
1 round.
1 round.
This is dominance on display on both halves, really. Obviously, Vision Strikers just
I'll take nothing away from PaperX in the first half, yeah.
No, absolutely not. Early damage coming through as well towards Device, so maybe feeling a little less prior. Buzz going to take space towards middle.
We did spot Shiba on the cross. Just on the back of Boiler here, so Shiba trying to explore a couple of other angles. And Forsaken left to hold down the fort on a site. Shiba will catch the audio cue there, actually, even dropping off. Vision Strikers look to reset. Now look at the B setup here. Mindfreak playing so deep,
super deep
towards Snowman. Again, that lockdown available for Benkai. Possibility of, you know, building back in and using that as a crutch almost on the retake.
Here we go. Time to make that cross, but as you said, it deep play, but 2 on the site as well. Don't forget that. Spam on the cross, comes in, no real connections. It's Mindfreak who gets swept aside. Buzz is going to find such comfortable entry. Spike now planted, time even favorable to the Vision Strikers as PaperX now presented a problem, a conundrum that they've got to work out.
The problem is, where do you put the lockdown here? Divide. Actually, might try and get a wall in front of this spike. You can see him considering it.
Okay.
Actually going to try and protect the lockdown with it. I actually like that. But Spike still in full vision. Nano Swarm available.
They're pushing.
Vision Striker's going to try and rip it away from him.
Oh, that's
destroyed.
Yeah, really smart work. Rather than just falling back and accepting the story that's being told you, they push forward. And now problems starting to mount. The time is running away. This is looking like it's 12 on the board, and there's not much more to be done. PaperX have to bring those guns to next round. Vision Strikers are just the titans, stride after stride after stride, pulling this game back in from the brink. That half was dire, Hypoc, and now they're at 12.
Match point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm blown away by the response here. Initially, looked as if PaperX were going to be able to force the third map, I gotta say. With there's not many times you look at a 9-3 scoreline and a team strings together 6 rounds to start the half. Yep. There's one stumble along the way, but other than that, flawless.
And this is just still making it so hard to categorize some of these teams. It's like, how do we place this now? Are PaperX just absolutely nutty? Is this actually an even map? Are they very aware of each other? Is this, again, this is very hard to then go, well, okay, pound for pound, what do the other teams look like now? Where does this match up with the rest of the groups? But this is the brilliance of the group stage. We get to find out as it goes along. So, I mean, percentage-wise, if you're playing the numbers game, you're saying GG, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that, but again, it's interesting to see with that investment in the previous, and when we looked at it, there was 4 ults available both sides, and how everything's played since then. Yes, the save, I agree with it here, but you know, throw the lockdown in, there needs to be a little more intention, I'd say, in terms of trying to get back onto that, because that previous round is the map loss in my eyes. Yeah. Again, now they need to actually overcome the odds and turn this around to keep this map going. Buzz still holding on to the Blade Storm. And again, we know the lockdown was the last thing available for them. Vision Strikers on the brink.
Now's the time. Do or die for PaperX in this situation. They had such a lead, but unable to kindle some of that brilliance from that first half as Vision Strikers just tearing them down round by round to where we're sat. Now, this won't just be map point, this will be match point. This is all but done at this one. This will be game over. So now we wait and see. PaperX, what's the first look for you guys? A little bit more postured up towards A, a little bit closer. Forsaken, not a stranger to aggression.
Been a little slower in the previous round as well in terms of really, really pushing through. Again, that pretty much relies on it. Stacks and King on the other end of it, man. I mean, what can you do? This is where they've almost been forced back in the cell. Look how slow Vision Strikers are happy to play this now. Finally, we get towards yellow.
45 seconds now. This is arduous. Just a slog up a hill. Every step they look not necessarily nervous, but my word, are they aware of the problems? Yeah. Benkai just around that corner. Mind Freak's there. 30 seconds now
30
hit.
seconds left.
The clock is starting to dwindle down. Spike gonna come in though. And those spams look real good. Yeah, Benkai's got it. Now there's a problem because they left it so late. 20 seconds on the board. Keep that in mind. Benkai again finds another. Vision Strikers, if you fumbled it at the final hurdle here. 13 seconds now. King's got the spike. He wants to get it down. He can't do it. 10 seconds. Forsaken's found him. And out of nowhere, they've just found that little spark to pull him back in. RB goes down. There is life in them yet.
They live to fight another day. 11-12 now. PaperX. Potential to force overtime here in map 2. And Vision Strikers, I gotta say, I didn't like a couple of the rounds on Haven where they had that sort of approach where it was hesitant, cautious, whatever banner you want to put on it. And that right there is a perfect example. PaperX is so explosive in the response as soon as they come through, and again with this lack of presence shown elsewhere, I think PaperX just slowly drift further and further towards being there to greet that Sage Wall, to deny that plant, and put themselves back with a fighting chance.
It looks like PaperX this time not sitting as deep, playing a little bit closer to early contact, which will mean Buzz could get a fight, but they have backed away.
Actually, they're going to walk 8. As 3, and this is on the back of King and Stacks being positioned here. A number of rounds are not being given or shown anything.
So deep from Benkai. And he knows that they can walk this to an extent. He's got to be aware, and there it is. That's what he was waiting for. He is as far as on an island as you can be in this. There's 5 players here against him. He needs to fall back, give it up. This has to be a retake. Buzz has ult to play with as well. And away we go. Forsaken, the first to start taking strides here.
Is going to reset.
And there's no one on flank either. Smoke goes in. Forsaken, first man forward. He's happy to be the tip of the spear. Utility drawn out. Timing is going to be very much of the essence. Forsaken wants to lean a little forward. Benkai did find Buzz. Actually, it's Stacks to respond. Here we go. And now this is where the problems start to begin because it's just down to 2. Benkai and Mind Freak. They can't do it all. Is now Benkai called upon to try and save his side. A great wallbang, but 6 HP and 2 more to go. Vision Strikers have done enough.
Attackers win.
Came down to the